area. He's joining us now live from Capitol Hill. Congressman, let me offer our condolences to you, to everyone in Dallas, all the people who are suffering, especially the families. What can you tell us about the conditions of those other police officers who were injured and the civilians, two of them who were injured? Have you been updated on their respective conditions?
Chief Dave Brown spoke pretty plainly about them, that he expects those that did not pass away, that he expects them to recover and expects them to be out of the hospital quickly. So they were lucky by all accounts that we can see. And we, too, as a community and a country, are lucky that we did not lose more police officers.
When you heard overnight about these horrific killings, the massacre of these 5 police officers, what was your immediate reaction, Congressman?
Well, I was watching. I was actually in my home here in Washington. I ran up to the office very quickly and watched it unfold directly in front of us. And it took a while for the development of this to happen. But what was very apparent to me quickly was the police officers, the Dallas Police Department, the DART, which are transit police. These 2 agencies were participating with the citizens in a peaceful march. They were, in essence, I believe, doing some of the basic elements of things, of being with people who were expressing themselves about a problem, and they were showing that they not only understood it, but that they gave credence to that. And we want officers to be able to have the empathy, to be able to understand the needs not only of whether it's African Americans or Hispanics or other people. We want them to be able to have the empathy. And it just turned into a tragedy, an ambush that was blatantly aimed at these officers. And it became very apparent to me quickly that's what this was all about.
Congressman, we're learning more about the shooter, the sniper, this individual, Micah Johnson. No criminal record as far as we can tell, known ties to terror, but he did serve in the U.S. Army Reserves, actually was activated, spent a year serving with the U.S. military in Afghanistan. What else have you learned about him, about his motives?
Well, I don't know that we know a lot about his motive, but there were direct discussions about him responding to the activities that had occurred, perhaps in Louisiana and we believe for sure in Minnesota, that he was motivated by those and felt some bit of remorse to that and wanted to take it out, as he stated, on these officers and on the community. I had also heard he was recently married. I don't know the truth of that. But for a man to get engaged like this simply reinforces, Wolf, why our country and our leaders of our country, instead of subscribing just one answer, we need to go back to our communities. In Dallas, the problems may be differently than they are in Orlando or San Bernardino or Chicago. Communities, leaders need to lead now. We need to include, as we do in Dallas, because we're proud of who we are. We're a proud people. We've had problems in the past, but we attempt to overcome those through a dialogue, through a direct conversation, and by addressing that issue to hope that it will not happen again. Our churches will be full on Sunday of people who are seeking not only to offer spiritual support to our community and these law enforcement communities and the families and the victims, but also to find answers. We believe that we can work through and overturn whatever impediments lie in our way by a direct conversation, and we're going to do that.
One final question. I know you got to run. The police chief, David Brown, in Dallas, he just said they will find all the suspects who may have involved. He said it was a sophisticated operation, well planned. He seems to be suggesting that it wasn't just this one shooter who was involved. Have you been told that there was a broader conspiracy here?
Well, I believe what he's looking at is a number of what might be pieces of information, perhaps from cell phones, perhaps direct intervention in talking to the families and to the other suspects. They've got to piece this together. But in fact, I expect this weekend I fly back into Dallas this afternoon this evening, and I expect to get a more detailed briefing. I think any speculation at this time, until based upon a set of information that we can subscribe to, would not be correct. But that, I believe, is where he's going. Data and information that he learns as a result of speaking to these other three people, and cell phones or other means of communication.
Because he specifically said it was a well-planned operation. That's from the police chief, David Brown, in Dallas.
He did, and they have these other three people in custody, and of course the police count on their ability to interview these people to gain that real facts and the factors of the case. But you remember that they had a rather long dialogue with this Micah person, the perpetrator, the criminal who was one of the shooters, and they had a very long dialogue with him and were able to ascertain much about him, much about his thinking, and much about his motives and planning. And he even told, as we all know, the police, and I've placed other bombs and other things to cause harm to you directly, to cause there to be problems. And so, very dangerous man.
Yeah, and it was chilling. He said he wanted to kill white people, especially white police officers. All right, Congressman Pete Sessions of Texas, thank you very much. We'll stay in close touch with you.
Well, thank you very much.